The enforcement of the sodomy laws of this country going back to the founding involves coercion, it involves children, it involves public activity. It doesn't involve the kind of conduct that's at issue here. So you really have a tradition of respect for the privacy of couples in their home going back to the founding. And I think then what began to happen in 1960 was a recognition that we should take that tradition and turn it into positive law on the books. And so you've now had 3/4 of the states who no longer regulate this conduct for anyone based on a recognition that it's not consistent with our basic American values about the relationship between the individual and the state.
Well, it depends on what you mean by our basic American values. To revert to what the Chief Justice was suggesting earlier, really what's at issue in this case is whether we're going to adhere to, in the first part of the case, not the equal protection aspect, it's whether we're going to adhere to what we said in Glucksberg, namely that before we find a substantive due process right, a fundamental liberty, we have to assure ourselves that that liberty was objectively, deeply rooted in this nation's history and tradition. That's what we said in Glucksberg, and we said it in other cases. Or we're going to depart from that and go to the approach that we've adopted with regard to the Eighth Amendment, which is that it evolves and changes in social values will justify a new perception of what is cruel and unusual punishment. Now, why should we slip into the second mode? I mean, suppose all the states had laws against flagpole sitting at one time. You know, there was a time when it was a popular thing and probably annoyed a lot of communities. And then almost all of them repeal those laws. Does that make flagpole sitting a fundamental right?
No, Your Honor, but the Court's decisions don't look just at history. They look at the function that a particular claimed freedom plays in the lives of real people. That's why contraception became an issue. That's why abortion
I don't know what you mean, the function it plays in the lives of real people.
Well, the Court has said
any law stops people from doing what they really want to do.
The Court has said that it's going to use reasoned judgment to identify a realm of personal liberty that involves matters that are central and core to how a person defines their own lives and relates to key other people. It's about moral upbringing of children in the home. It's about procreation or non-procreation in your sexual relations with your mate. It's about basic questions of what kind of a family you're going to live with and other intimate associations.